These days, they tell us every time you see your wife, hug her, kiss her, hug her. We are somehow abusing our children. The parents are supposed to start grooming their children sexually from before they get to 10 years. Because at 10, they're already in the business. Bearing children does not make one a parent. Like, you have a son does not make you a father. There are fathers who have no wives and have no children, yet they are fathers. But there are a lot of people who have children, but they are not fathers and they are not mothers. Most of these perpetrators, the way they look at the victim in targets, will always tell you, this is food I'm about to eat. They look for every slight chance that will make them see any sensitive part of your body.
You know, in most of the times, in most centers of abuse, it's not about attraction in most cases. It's about power. Power to influence, power to control, power to silence, power to confuse. Like something you just said earlier about this bishop and the young girl. Many cases of abuse happen not through first, but through trust, access, authority, emotional manipulation. And people don't know how to distinguish between this, especially in the use of authority. Like the case of this pastor. Right. And this abuse happens in, like places people are assumed to be safe, like homes, school, religious spaces, mentorship environments, online platform, and gym. The gym molestation, that one. Now, I have a question. From a professional perspective, what is the core driver of most abuse cases?
Okay, I'm going to say something close to that. There are many drivers driving this vehicle, not one. One of the drivers could be the perpetrator himself, the things he's involved in. What has he been watching? What has he been viewing? What has he been listening to? What kind of conversation has he been sitting in? What kind of home did he come from? I would cite something in River State when I was a young boy. My elder sister told me when I went for holiday that a certain man plays porn with his wife and children. They sit together and watch it in a family.
Really?
Now, watching porn in a family, he has 4 children, 2 boys and 2 girls. The eldest girl was 14, the youngest boy was 10. Then the middle girl was in her 12, while the middle boy was 13. Now, something happens every day when the parents leave the house. The 13-year-old boy will go for the 14-year-old girl, while the 10-year-old boy will go for the 12-year-old girl. This is super incest, but the driver was their parents playing porn for them. This is one. Another thing that could be a driver, we would know all of us have different sex urge, the libido, as we may say. The libido is a push. The parents are supposed to start grooming their children sexually from before they get to 10 years. Because at 10, they're already in the business. These days, even at 3, they are in the business. Now, someone who has not been taught how to control themselves through their parents' own display of self-control will be driven into this act of molestation. Another factor may be low self-esteem, inferiority complex, when I cannot talk to the people outside there, so this is the one I can talk to. I don't know if you're getting that.
Yes.
And psychologically, what was done to someone sometimes becomes what he does to someone else. Some of them were molested, some of them were abused as children. So at a certain age, they take pleasure in doing the same thing that was done to them to someone who cannot defend themselves as they themselves could not defend themselves when they were smaller. Like I said, there are more drivers, not 1, not 2, not 3. But for now,
So we can actually see that this thing around molestation or sexual abuse is a very diverse and complex.
a big pass.
Now, in case of parents, playing such kind of illicit pictures before the children, I mean, like, what was the plan? Like, sometimes I just want to sit down and understand how parents do that. So now I'm looking at mentally, are these parents mentally fit to raise children, or don't they understand the damages they were inflicting on those children and to the society, or are they just giving birth to children to actually be part of the societal generation that we are having today?
Okay, number one is bearing children does not make one a parent. That you have a son does not make you a father. There are fathers who have no wives and have no children, yet they are fathers. But there are a lot of people who have children, but they are not fathers and they are not mothers. So maturity is needed in everything we do. If you have not grown up enough, leave marriage is not for you. Still stay and play child. These parents are mad. If they are not, they won't be doing that before their children. It looks like, yes, these days, they tell us every time you see your wife, hug her, kiss her, hug her. We are somehow abusing our children. Because these things you do before them, they want to practice. Children learn by seeing. I didn't say hugging a wife is bad. I didn't say kissing a wife is bad. But there is moderation to what you do before the children, before you teach them what they shouldn't do. Sometimes after parents display these things, the children will start practicing when their parents are not home. And somebody say, I see not my wife. Should I now be calculating what I do with my wife? Yes. I've told my wife something. When we didn't have a child, we could do anything anywhere, anyhow. But you see, since we have children, we can't do everything anywhere, anyhow. If you can't hold yourself, then to take a long kiss, go to the room. I'd rather come inside that room. But these children should not see anything more than just a peck and a hug when you come back. They know this is connectivity between parents. And they hug too, and I peck them in the head. So they see it as the same. But anything deeper than this one they know and feel should not be shown to them. Rather, we should keep it somewhere they will not see it. If not, they will learn to practice. And you see, before you know it, inside your family, your child will impregnate your child. Ah, Jesus Christ. And that I will just kill myself, die. Because I don't know how to. So parents who do these things, they are actually not mature. No matter how we see it, they are not mature because they are not training the children. They are spoiling the children. They are abusing these children sexually.
Are there ways we can deal with those things?
We can. Parents should be cautious. This is a recommendation. Parents should be cautious. Moderate your actions before your children. There is possibility of something happening out of excitement once in a while. It doesn't sink into children because it's not a steady picture. Children look at you as mirror. Whatever they keep seeing becomes what they keep learning, and it becomes what they become.
All right. Before we proceed, I would like to, correct some misconceptions people have about molestation and sexual abuse and every other thing. It always looks violent. They always think that in the case of every molestation, it always looks, aggressive and violent. But most of the times, cases are subtle, manipulative, and even confusing.
Like grooming.
Of course. There's something like grooming. Or something like it only happens to strangers. No, it doesn't always happen to strangers.
Side house.
Like the people who actually think it always only happens to strangers. But it doesn't happen to strangers only. Those cases involve someone known to the victim. Someone known to the victim, like uncles, father, mother, aunties, cousins. There are the family friend, the family physician.
That one often pass others.
Things like that. And it looks very harmless, but that is where the core problems are. Like, that's where the breeding grounds is. Because no one is seeing it happening at home. Nobody's suspecting those movements, those keys, those kind of movements that are suspicious. Nobody is looking deeper into
see, it's just a part of the house, part of the family. It's what we do around.
It's family. Victims always report immediately. Sometimes it doesn't.
Most victims will not even report, will not even say anything, will be dying in it until they become that same thing.
And most of them not even speak up until months or years or decades.
Yes.
Like the case of one that was talking to me the other day, and she was saying like she didn't really understand what was happening to her by the guy, and until now that she has known things, learned, he realized that she actually realized the gravity
of what was going on,
and how it had even affected her. And she was asking me that somehow the part of her that wants the guy to be held, taken in by the law and everything executed. Yes. Now I said something to her. I said, true. Every perpetrator needs to face
the law.
Right.
That's in a country that has absolute law.
Yes. Now I told her something. I said, but you have to separate these things and put it in context. Are you vengeful? Like if this happens to this person, then you are okay. So like it's a 50-50, did this to me, so therefore that's the law on you.
That's not it.
Mm-hmm. I said, because there are different cases. Like you mentioned something about a young boy being exposed to a lifestyle doesn't know. He doesn't even know how to deal with this thing. He's looking for someone to do it. Then there's a case of psychopaths. Those ones need to be taken away from the society and kept in a
asylum.
Those ones are psychopaths. I said, check the person. And you also mentioned, and I told her the same thing. I said, you also mentioned low self-esteem. I told him there are young boys, men, let me not use the word boys, but young men who feel that they cannot get women, they can't get a girl out in the street.
So anyone that's around.
Yes, the closest and less challenging one that comes with less odds, they try to, because they feel they don't have what it takes.
And that one can keep it secret and safe. Nobody will hear it.
Exactly.
Uh-huh.
But then, and that's what I said, but then there's something you need to look at. I've seen cases of young boys, 20 years, 19, 17, who have done some things with younger girls, 14, 13, or more or less. But by the time they got to 25, 27, they realize what they did was wrong. And they are regretting it. But they'll probably not say it. But it's like, did I really do that thing with that girl? You're not supposed to do it. So now, there needs to be a balance to this thing. How do we deal with this whole thing? Because some actually, like they say, age of accountability, 18, some places 16. Now you see a young boy who did something with a 15-year-old girl, he was 20 or 25. Then he's now 30 and he realizes that was a mess.
Okay. There's one word we say easily. The one will say it, we think it is just true like that. Forgive. Edmund Spice, when I was young, said, what's so hard to say? Words don't come easily. Like, I'm sorry, forgive me, I love you. These 3 words. But the easiest word people say is forgive him. I've seen people who said, I've forgiven him, but the sky is still there. That's not forgiveness.
Yeah.
Jesus' own version of forgiveness is forgive and let it go. So you don't visit it. You don't revisit it. You don't make reference to it. You don't try to remember it. And then you don't bring that scenario back alive. There's a process we call forgiveness coaching.
Okay.
When you find it difficult to forgive, contact us. Yes. We take time, teach you how to forgive. But I'll give you a hint. The first person to forgive in every scenario is yourself. Because it's yourself who has carried this thing all this while, recycling it, ruminating it. So it has stayed inside you more than inside the perpetrator. The day you forgive yourself, the day you are able to forgive yourself, forgiving this person will not give you trouble. I will stop there. But the balance measure is forgiveness needs to play some parts. And understanding. I have an understanding. I'm talking with area. I understand that you can disappoint me any day. The reason is because you're human. So whenever you disappoint me, I know it's that thing I was waiting for that happened, or that thing I knew that will happen that just happened. Now, if we would understand humanity at its simplest simplicity, we will learn to forgive some things and then learn to avoid some things. It's important to forgive, but it is difficult to forgive.
Because most of the healings, your healing journey begins with
forgiveness.
There are something that you said, and I was talking to someone about it. I said, even if the law, this person was caught and handed over to the law, and is taken in or face the law or whatever charges that comes with such act, and you've not actually forgiven the person,
you never heal.
Your healing has not yet begun. And that thing starts with you forgiving yourself first, like Dr. Green said. And now your journey begins. I'm saying to someone watching us right now, thinking, processing, there are many women out there with that same grudge in them. Oh, God knows. He's serving his jail term, but if he comes out, God knows. If I see him anywhere, I'm going to blow his head off. That is not how to go about it. Yes, it's difficult, but without grudge kept there, it harms someone else. It's you're harming yourself, You are being toxic to people around you because you have an unfinished business within you. But when you have let it go, the journey starts. You become happier. You become more fulfilled because it starts with you. Now, Dr. Green, are there common behavioral patterns seen in perpetrators before abuse occurs?
If I just say yes, it means I'm generalizing. If I say no, then I'm denying. What happens to A is different from what happens to B, but there's always a happening. Okay, let's start with things we should be watchful with. The parents and our girls and boys should be conscious, having eye contacts. Most of these perpetrators, the way they look at the victim in target, will always tell you, this is food I'm about to eat. They look for every slight chance that will make them see any sensitive part of your body. And they don't remove their eyes from you. They find anything that will make them come close to you and touch you. They are always looking for opportunity to be alone with you. They want anything that will make you hug them or them hug you. That body contact is important to them. And if you are sensitive enough, when you are talking with someone or someone is talking with you, listen to their voice. Once the heartbeat increases, the voice will no longer be steady. Then you know something is wrong. But like I said, it is not what happens here that happens there. This thing is vast. These signs may be observed in one person, but a groomer, you will not see these signs because he knows what he's doing. Should we tell parents to avoid their children being mentored by anybody? That's not a good one. Should we tell parents to avoid their children going to school because of teachers? That's not a good one. We will only teach our children, teach your little girls to be looking into the eye of everyone they are talking to.
Good.
There is something I observed. I have not heard, if I have, not much, that a lion, leopard, cheetah, or whatever, any of these cats killed a woman. I've not heard that. I've always heard of them killing a man. And somebody says, because it's men that normally go to the bush. Who said that? When I saw that, I started trying to argue with this thing they said in English, in simile, as brave as lion. I argue with that. When you look at the lion, eyeball to eyeball, he will go and come from the back. The first thing the lion targets is to tear the eyes off. The lion is not brave enough to look at the eye. But when you keep an eye contact with a dog, the dog will come for you. So in that, the dog is more brave than the lion. If our girls should know that when God created a man, he was a sample raw material to create a girl. After creating a girl, remember, Adam got up and said, this is the bone of my bone. Who told you? Flesh of my flesh. Who told you? She was taken from me. Who told you? And therefore she will be called a woman. Who asked you to name? The attraction, the force of attraction did all those things. It certainly means if our girls will listen to me now and know that their eyes are stronger than one girl's eye is stronger than the eyes of 10 men. If we understand that and give them eye-to-eye contact, you see that this thing that happens is the reverse proportion. When a guy is talking to a girl, the girl will be twisting fingers and be dancing. Originally, it's the guy that is supposed to be dancing and twisting. When you look into his eyes, I taught my little girl, don't talk to any man, including me, without looking into the person's eyeball. Let your eyes be there. Before anything happens, with your eyes in his eyes, you will catch the arrow before it strikes. You hear the bell before it rings, and you will feel the breeze before it blows. So let us learn to have eye contact. Our girls should be trained. I train girls on how to have good eye contact without being shy.
So you exactly reference to eye contact,
Yes.
confidence.
Yes.
Eye contact, confidence.
Yes.
Because most of these girls, if you look, even statistics have proven that most of these victims are most girls with low self-esteem and confidence.
Lack of self-confidence.
Yes. Being able to even say no, being able to...
They have neck injury. They don't do like this. The only thing they do is like this.